I now know more about playing goalie and what EA has done with goalie than EA knows themselves. And I'll take that to the bank. Welcome to the Black Ice. Welcome. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and all that. So I figured I'll do an update on all the builds. If you've seen me stream, you know I've been working on these builds forever. You know I've been trying to get the butterfly build to work the best I could because I think it's the build that should be used in this game. The game was developed for it, at least in theory. A lot of these concepts are theories that's been tested by me and been held true for me. But here's the problem. The way that I play may not be the way that you play. So they might be tested right for me and work for me, but they may not work for you. Now, the way my builds are all made is for the computer to help you out as much as possible. You want to do minimal work, but it's not going to work that way, but at least get the computer to do their part. That is the way all my builds are built. So what we're going to do is we're going to update the builds. You can still use the earlier builds. Those have worked fine for a lot of people, but these builds have just been sauce for me. So we're going to update them. A lot of more content is going to be in Discord, but videos like this are still going to be over there. We're building up the Discord channel with little things that people can help for the goalie community. That way when people ask questions, those who have spoken to me can answer their questions for them, or sometimes you can ask me directly too. But that's what we're going to do. So let's just get right into it. Let's go. Let's get into it. So here's the thing. These are my top 3 builds for myself. Now, when I build builds for myself, though, I build them solely on the purpose of A, computer helps me out as much as possible, less silly mistakes and silly goals going in, and really good movement. All the other stuff I don't care about. Movement is the most important aspect playing goalie. And if you can get that down pat from your build, you can be good. Half the times it's just movement and you were out of position and you moved here late, or that's usually how this works. Now this video might be a little bit longer because I got to go through all 3 of them, but you can pause, you can fast forward. I'm going to do all the builds in order of least favorite to favorite, and that way you can choose and go through it yourself. But I now know more about playing goalie and what EA has done with goalie than EA knows themselves. And I'll take that to the bank. They can argue with me all they want. So we're going to start off with my least favorite. My least favorite is the hybrid. Now, I know a lot of people use hybrid and you can be successful with it. But again, my builds are built to try to win games that are impossible to win, not to be on a good team or an average team and then whatever. But some people can use hybrid very efficiently. I just think there are downfalls to using hybrid. And if those people that can use hybrid really well learned how to use either stand up or butterfly effectively, they will be great because it's but the movement of those other builds may not work for them. That is the problem, right? So hybrid. Here's the thing with the hybrid, right? The hybrid is highly predicated on speed and agility, right? If you've seen any of my videos, you know I do not like agility. I think agility is the sole it's the sole cause of a lot of the nonsense bounces that go through your legs, close to the post, stuff hitting you and bouncing in. I think agility is highly responsible for that, simply because agility, when you're trying to move, the computer's trying to do its thing and cover the puck and go through, it just freezes up basically. I don't like agility. It doesn't help you save anything. The only time agility works the most or the best is when you make a mistake. Agility is a mistake eraser. So if you hedged the wrong way, you can quickly get back to the other way. I don't need that. If I made that mistake like that, either my team's got to cover me or I can slide the other way quickly if I can catch it quick enough. I don't think it's worth it on the agility side to have to worry about just catching your mistakes. I'd rather perfect what I'm doing enough that I'd make the least amount of mistakes. And because of the movement of all the other builds, I make less mistake with them than I do with the hybrid. So therefore, I don't have to worry about the agility. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you about agility, right? So if we take Let's keep these on. You know what? Let's just talk about the build first before I take all this stuff. So the reason why everyone loves the hybrid is you can get 90s everywhere, right? You can get 90s everywhere. I'm still not 100% sure if getting 90s works in this game. I think 91 is where you want to get most things to. 91 effectively does anything for the builds. Five hole is not broken. Like if people learned how to shoot five hole, if they were accurate enough to shoot five hole, they would score five hole a lot. But the game doesn't allow people to shoot five hole like that and score because they can't be as precise as the computer can. Now, the computer will eat you up five hole. You let that go, you don't worry about that, right? Only close quarters, real close, goes in five hole, or a shot that's been poked off or something like that goes in five hole because it just finds its way through. Um, the glove high, stick high. I'd rather get these to 91s to tell you the truth because, like I said, I don't think anything is effective until 91. But the speed and the agility is what people love the most about the hybrid. I do not like agility and I can't take agility down. I want my agility to be 83 and below, right? So I can't take my agility down anymore on the hybrid. So that's a huge negative for me, right? But the vision and the recovery, the ability to get vision and recovery here is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I think vision is the most important attribute in this game. The most important attribute is vision. And the recovery works hand in hand with vision because it helps you cover rebounds. I've tried many things to cover rebounds in this game. Unless you have a decent recovery and a really good vision, you don't attempt to cover it as well, right? So for this build, right, in the first build, I didn't like the butterfly effect in the first slot. Because why? Butterfly effect has huge amounts of agility in it. And here's something I don't know if most people know. I'm going to post this in the Discord, etc. But I don't think most people know this. I'll spell it out in the Discord as I go down. But take off the butterfly build, the attribute, and go here and you read what a butterfly does. Butterfly helps you out, or the five hole has to be higher and the agility has to be higher in order to get the butterfly effect. What most people don't know is that five hole and the agility is where the butterfly helps you. It's not just that you need those numbers to unlock that zone ability. You need those numbers, the five hole and the agility. That's where this attribute zone ability helps you. So it helps with the five hole and it helps with the agility. That's how it's able to create momentum moving in one direction to another, quick recovery. See, it says advanced recovery and the ability to make saves while moving against momentum. Well, that tells you, much like I've been telling you about agility, if you make a wrong decision, it helps you correct that decision. So as you can see, butterfly is agility. The butterfly effect is agility. So I didn't like it in the first slot, and I couldn't figure out for the longest why I didn't like it in the first slot. But now I understand as I've played more, delved into it, understood everything, it acts the same way as agility. So when you're dropping butterfly, the puck goes between your legs and you got to move around while holding and trying to collect the puck. And sometimes you don't catch it, you don't get it, it still goes out or you can't cover it. That's agility. And that in a nutshell is what agility does. Right? So if you move and you see all of these attributes, no timer, you need no timer, you need speed to be at 86 and agility to be at 86. But those are the categories that it helps you in. So when you put on no timer, it helps your speed, it increases your speed, and it helps increase your agility. So I don't like putting things that mess with my agility. Now, here's how you prove it. And I'm going to get into the other builds, but I'm just going to use this to go through. Here's the thing. The you want to test it out. If you want to test out that it does make a difference and it changes your play and movement style, right? In the first zone ability, you put on You put on the butterfly effect. Go into warm-ups, go into against the computer, right? And see your movements. You'll see that when you use butterfly effect, and then when you take it off, and let's say you put on, let's take it off, and let's take it off here. Let's say you were using butterfly effect, and you take it off, and then you put on post to post. Your guy, when you're moving left to right and setting your guy up, your guy will feel different. He will move different. He will move slightly more with the with post to post than he will with the butterfly, right? So it's like I didn't like the butterfly because it gave a build that already had a ton of agility, more agility. So it was finicky and not setting up right. I didn't understand why, but as I went through, I understood why. Right. So if you put post to post on, go in, try your guy out, see the movement, Just watch, just pay attention to the movement, and then come in and put butterfly on and tell me the movement isn't different without changing any stats, without changing speed, height, none of that. Tell me the movement in net. Doesn't matter what stance you have on. Tell me the movement in net isn't different. It is so much different, right? And I'm telling you this, I don't like butterfly for the hybrid because of the movement that it changes. But I am not saying anymore that I don't like the butterfly effect. Butterfly effect actually comes into play very nice for other builds, right? So this is the hybrid build. Like I said, you can adjust it and play with it as much as you want. The only things I would tell you to keep, you must keep, is vision has to be 91, recovery has to be 91. You have to be over 91s on vision and recovery. You have to. It's the only way for you to collect rebounds. It's the only way for you for your guy to do automatic covers in certain situations. Now I use dialed in here. I had the post to post here. Now this build is perfect for someone who likes using the hybrid build. I don't think you can find a more perfect build to use in net than this hybrid build if you like using hybrid build. But it's third for me because of the agility aspect of it, right? Now dialed in I like because dialed in is beastly, but dialed in is beastly when you get to 15 shots. And I know you're like, well, I can't wait for 15 shots. That's not why I use dialed in. Dialed in, you take it off and you go back in. Dialed in, the definition of dialed in is advanced boost in reaction time, recovery, and save ability after making 15 saves. Great. How does it do that? Where does it help you? It helps you in speed and rebounds. So it helps you quickly cover rebounds. I don't think you guys are understanding this. That the EA has put this here as is, but those requirements aren't just requirements. It is what it helps you in. So when you put on dialed in, I'm not putting it on just for the 4 to 15 shots and then it just starts saving a whole bunch of stuff it shouldn't save. I'm putting it on because I want it to be able to give me that rebound control does not actually give me. Rebound control doesn't give me the rebound control that I want because on the hybrid, it just leaves rebounds in dangerous places. But with dialed in, it covers a lot of those rebounds quickly. So now that I'm rambling on and going through, this is the perfect build, I think, for someone that likes to use hybrid. Go out. The stand-up is my second favorite build. Now, you've seen me use variations of this build on stream, and a lot of you like this build just this way, the way it's set up, but I've made slight changes to it. Again, learning what I learned, knowing what I know. So here's the thing. This stand-up build is the best build at gathering rebounds and taking rebounds and everything out of dangerous positions. And if it leaves a rebound in dangerous positions, it is going to cover it right away. It's not leaving it there for the opponents. It's covering it right away. So this is my favorite for that. Now, The glove low, like I said, I'd like to get all this stuff over to 91, but it's not possible, so we just let it be. It is what it is. This glove high, stick low, I don't think I get any real difference in going 95 on one and like 91 on the other. So I just leave it at this stage because I don't see the huge difference in it. And I like to collect the puck and then make some long passes just to make the game more fun. So I leave passing pretty high. Now, I think you have to try to get um 90 speed and above, right? Because the 90 speed and above is just a really good feeling build for this. Whereas I can't put on the first slot here for the stand up, they cheat you a little bit. You can't put on post to post or the butterfly. So I can't have the predictable speed or the predictable agility that I have on the first slot the way that I do for the other builds. Now, I could put on one timer because as I'm going to show you, one timer it's already selected. No, what am I doing? One timer helps with speed and agility. So I could put that on the first one. I could put that here. But here's the thing. I save a lot of one timers. I don't really have a problem with one timers unless I've been screened. So it's like I could put on this one, but to me, it's not worth it. Um, and the build is so good at collecting rebounds and taking things out of dangerous spots and the vision of the build that it's like I can put this on, I could put any of these on, any of these, because all of them relate to speed, right? And I can put the X-ray on that relates to vision. Um, but it's let me show you X-ray. And this is what I mean by saying these things help you. They these are the categories they help. It's not just where you have to, it's not a requirement for you just to get there, just to unlock it. They help you in that category. So 5-hole and vision, um, X-ray helps you with 5-hole and vision. On this build, I don't need division. So it's like I'm putting it on for nothing really. And the whole point is this dialed in that helps you with the rebounds. I showed you it helps you with the rebounds. It's beastly at covering rebounds and getting them out of dangerous spots. So that's more important to me. So that's why I put dialed in here. It isn't just because and once you get to 15 shots, good night. Because it's your gold, so it's really good when you get to 15 shots. So I'm using it for rebounds and I'm using it for if my team is bad and I just face a lot of shots, so I have an opportunity at 15 shots to keep us in the game, to make us go. It's very good. So here's the thing, right? The speed, agility, like I said, I don't care for agility, so I drop it down all the way. 81 is the most I'm gonna go on with maintaining this 91 speed, right? So rebounds doesn't matter. I have it at 84, but it doesn't matter. I could put it anywhere really, but the stand up takes care of it. So it doesn't matter where I put rebounds. It's just there. Tell you the truth, I should probably put it in breakaways to help me out. I should probably do that, but I'm probably not going to. um um yeah, I might just for the heck of it because I don't do anything with it here. So I can put it in breakaway. I haven't used this build in a little bit, so you know what? Let's do that right now. All right. So we're going to do that because 78 rebounds, he collects the puck. It doesn't matter. It's always good. Now, the difference between this build and the other build before is my recovery was pretty high, right? But because dialed in is in my recovery helps you with, along with vision, collect rebounds for other builds or builds you're not putting dialed in on, right? So because I have dialed in, I don't need recovery to be that high. I've told you in the previous builds, I don't think recovery does that much, but as I progressed in builds, recovery actually helped cover rebounds and seeing where stuff is, like stuff like that, it helped. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe recovery does do something. But once I put dialed in, I didn't need the recovery. So I can go to 99 vision. And like I said, vision is the most important attribute on builds, the most important, right? So because of that, I don't need the recovery. So I can help myself with breakaways on certain things that kick into play when coming in. So here, let me take off adventurer so I can show you why I have it on. So adventurer helps you with passing and speed. Hey, look at that. The speed, this build is faster. I'm going to put this on record. This build is faster than any hybrid build at 95, 96 speed. Faster than any build. It's a phenomenal build, right? Because I've added that extra speed. That's not really one of those count up speeds. These things just work independently and add to it in the background. So that extra speed of adventurer gets me to be way faster and cover a lot more cross creases than any other build. Now, light work. Everyone asks me why light work, because light work doesn't seem to really highlight. It doesn't actually seem to do that much. This is what light work does. All right. When you're making a save, whether it be stick or glove, right? There are times when you go to save the shot, you go quickly, and it doesn't stay in your glove. It hits your glove and bounces out either close or away somewhere. You don't even know where it's gone. You don't even know at the time you didn't glove it. You just see play start to continue. You drop down trying to find the puck. So light work actually keeps the puck in your glove. And this is not the build I found it out on. I found it on the butterfly. I'm like, butterfly keeps saving it, but it's not staying in the glove. It's bouncing out. And light work, I didn't think it did much because wrist shots are few and far between, but when it hits the glove, it stays in the glove with light work. So that is why we have light work on. You can change these things around. The only column I would say you shouldn't mess with is probably speed and vision. Those two, man, max them out. Just do as much as you can to get them up there. Those are your key elements. You can put them any other way you want, but I'm explaining to you what these builds do, how they do it very successfully and very good. Expert glove is just so I can get it to 90. Like I said, I want to get it to 91, but whatever. Glove vision is to get it to 99. I wanted vision to 99. Take advantage of that as much as you can. All right, so this is the stand-up build. Now, let's save it because my number one build, and you know I've been working on this for a very long time. You know I've been saying this in streams. I just can't get it right. But once I understood how every single one of these aspects worked in terms of the attributes, the zone abilities, and what it did and what it didn't do, once I understood that, I was able to put together this butterfly build. It's spectacular, and I mean spectacular, right? So this butterfly build, as you can see, like you heard me talking trash about the butterfly effect on the hybrid. Why? Because that agility that comes along with the butterfly effect screws up the hybrid, but it does not screw up the butterfly. Why? Because I don't have any agility on this butterfly build. My agility is a 79. So because of that, that added external agility that I get from the butterfly build makes my movement for me. It may not be the same for you. Makes that movement for me. Isn't that perfect? Like when I move with the player, I move perfectly with the player. I don't overplay the player. There's a lot of times when you make a quick move that you think is going to be a little move, and because the player holds their stick out far, your guy follows the puck with his eyes and he moves a little more than he should when he has agility and his vision is in there. And you're like, oh man, now you're trying to adjust yourself back and forth a little bit. and now you've lost focus. You're no longer just zoned in. You're no longer just moving with the rhythm of the game. You're trying to correct yourself. So the butterfly effect here works perfect for this build with low agility. So it's like I'm taking that agility that I don't have here and I'm replacing it with this agility, right? So it's like if I'm getting rid of the agility that causes problems with saving the puck, making the fight between you and the computer. I'm taking that away and telling the computer, listen, I'm just adding background agility. You can go ahead and save or collect that puck and do whatever you have to do. I'm just a little bit nervous right now, but I still want you to go ahead and do what you need to do. So the butterfly effect, I only recently started really noticing the effect. About 2 weeks ago, I started noticing that it's really different because I didn't want to use butterfly effect because of that reason. Now, butterfly effect is better than post to post. I was using post to post all the time, but then when I would use post to post, like, yo, something's off, man. It's like the added extra speed and agility from post to post. It makes your guy go nuts. It's like an added, it doesn't make him, it's not like huge. You can't even notice it unless you're watching on first movement, the difference between butterfly effect and post to post. It's minimal, but you see it and you're like, yo, what the hell? So I like post to post. I think it's one of the better abilities to use. But for me, the movement is the most important. Now, I will say this: why I think um, the butterfly build is the best build, and I've been trying to get it to work for the longest. Is it has all the best attribute abilities. Every single one of these are what I would consider very important. Every single one of these are hugely important. It's like post to post. Everybody uses post to post. Dialed in, gold dialed in after 15 shots, beastly. 1T, you get it, it can work, it can go. All the other ones have crap you don't even really want to put up here. But this makes you make a choice. It's like, hey, we can't, we're giving you this, so try to make a choice, right? So butterfly effect for this works really well for me. 5 hole, I kept all these things at 92 because I was like, I'm not making one go to 95 and the other one go to 91 doesn't seem to help me at all. But the 5 hole here with butterfly effect, because butterfly effect helps 5 hole with that number at that height, it saves a lot of things going 5 hole on its own, which is important. Besides the movement, it's important that it does things for itself without me. Okay. Glove high. This is where light work comes into play huge on this build because, like I said, huge movement it does. It doesn't say it saves it, but the puck goes somewhere. And like, yo, just catch the puck. Light work helps with that. X-ray. X-ray is hugely important on this build. Let me show you. X-ray. X-ray helps with 5 hole and vision. So with the butterfly effect, with the 5 hole at 86 and X-ray, the 5 hole on this build is better than every other 5 hole I've ever seen in any game, hands down. Because, like I said, these things don't just say it's your requirement; it's what it helps you with, right? So with those two and 86, it is actually really good. Um, Speed 89. Like I said, this build I don't really want fast, quick, crazy movement. I really would like to get the speed to 91, but I can't. The only way to do that would be to drop it down in height. You know what I mean? To drop it down, and I'm not going to do that. So it's like I can live with 89. Really, anything over 87, I can live with in terms of speed because the setup of this build is so spot on without me having to stare and look down and seeing where it is. The setup is so spot on that I can deal with a little bit less speed. Now, I had to boost these to 90 simply because of close quarters. Close quarters is such a pain in the butt in this game. It doesn't matter what build you're using. I had to boost these with these two in order to get them to 90 and make it respectable with the light work. It's really good. I wouldn't be using it. Like you saw me use a variation of this build last week. But here's the thing. Last week you saw me go 2-2. I gave up like two, I don't know, maybe 1 point something or 2 goals against, whatever, in 4 games. You saw me use it, and you saw the only problem I was having was he wouldn't collect the rebounds, right? And you want to know why he wouldn't collect the rebounds? Because I was using Sponge, which is advanced in making direct saves and more likely to attempt to cover the puck. I was using Sponge, which is 4 rebounds, and I was using Dialed In, which is 4 rebounds. So they were canceling each other out. I was using two of the same type of attributes designed to do exactly the same thing, and they were canceling each other out. And he wasn't even attempting to save the puck. He would just hit it little by little. And if you want to go watch the LG games, he'll hit it little by little and never cover it. And it was becoming a problem. It's the reason I even gave up like 4 goals in 1 game. All the other games were great. It's just that 4 goals were all rebounds or stupid little goals. So Vision 91 with the X-ray, this is okay because X-ray gets rid of screens. And Vision just allows you how quickly you move your head to see it. And X-ray just gets rid of screens. Now, because I don't have Dialed In. You see, I don't have Dialed In on this build. So in order to get him to cover the puck right away, I have to have my recovery to 91. Like I'm telling you, if you have Dialed In on gold, you don't need any recovery. So these are the only two I'm worried about right here. Much like this too, it's like for this build I can't get. I'm gonna actually go back and look at that stand-up build because now that I know I could get breakaway, that might change a few things depending on when I use these builds. Wasn't thinking about that. Was so focused on this butterfly build. But these are the builds. I know this video is long, but I'm telling you, I'm willing to go to bat with EA on everything I just said, or any expert on everything I just said about these builds. If you use these builds through and through, pick one that's best for you. You will see that this is legit. These builds are legit, and everything I just told you about how these attributes and zone abilities work, legit. EA didn't tell you that, but listen, I've been killing it for this. I hope you guys appreciate it. The Discord will be up in the next couple of days, I suppose. These things will be more description on the Discord. That way you don't have to watch an entire video. You can just go through and read it or something. Don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but hey, this is a long video. I hope you guys appreciate it. Peace.